So, the market drops 1,000 points. What's the first thing we all feel? Panic, right? But what if that's a completely backward way of looking at it? Today, we're going to dig into some timeless wisdom from the legendary investor Peter Lynch and find out why a falling market might actually be the best thing that can happen.
All right, so let's just start with this quote. I'd rather it have gone down 1,000 points than gone to 12,000. I mean, that sounds completely insane, doesn't it? Why on earth would one of the greatest investors ever want the market to fall? Well, it turns out that one single idea is the key to handling all the ups and downs, not as a victim, but as someone who sees an opportunity.
And look, that feeling of panic, it is 100% normal. You look at the screen, it's all red, your portfolio is shrinking, and every news channel is screaming market crash. It literally feels like the world is ending. Peter Lynch totally gets that fear, but he wants us to see what's on the other side of it.
Okay, so this brings us to the first really big idea from Lynch. For him, a market drop isn't a disaster at all. In fact, he sees it as healthy, necessary even. It's kind of like a fever breaking for the economy. So why exactly is it healthy? Well, think about it. A market that only ever goes up and up and up, it gets dangerously expensive. A correction is what lets some of that hot air out before the whole thing blows up into a massive bubble, which, trust me, is a way bigger disaster down the road. Okay, so how can you even tell when a market is getting way too expensive? It all boils down to the simple relationship between price and value. And Lynch has this perfect and honestly pretty scary example to show what happens when that relationship just completely shatters: the Japanese bubble in the late 1980s. But before we get into that story, we need one quick tool. It's called the P/E ratio, or price to earnings ratio. All it is a simple comparison between a company's stock price and how much profit it's actually making. So a high PE means you're paying a whole lot for each dollar of profit. A low PE means you're getting a better deal. It's just a quick and dirty way to see if something's cheap or expensive. And this chart here really puts it all into perspective. If you look at the market historically going all the way back to World War II, it pretty much always trades between 10 and 20 times its earnings. So when you see it getting up near 20, you know, okay, things are getting pricey. When it's down near 10, things are on sale. Just think of this as our ballpark range. All right, so let's go back to that story about Japan. At one point, their stock market was at 15,000, and by all measures, it was fairly priced. Everything was humming along just fine. Prices made sense. They were connected to reality. But then, things got crazy. Pure speculation took over, and the market shot up to 40,000. At that level, as Lynch explains, people were basically paying today for profits a company might make 10 years from now. Think about that. The price had completely disconnected from any real underlying value. And the fallout from that? Absolutely devastating. That bubble popping led to what's now famously called Japan's lost decade, years and years of economic pain. And this right here, this is the exact kind of disaster that Lynch believes a healthy, normal correction helps us all avoid. Okay, so that Japan story is a big, scary macroeconomic lesson. But what about you, the individual investor? What are you supposed to do? Well, this is where Peter Lynch's whole philosophy gets really, really empowering. He argues that your biggest advantage isn't some complicated spreadsheet, it's what you already know from your own life. Just pause and think about that for a second. Where do you actually find your investment ideas? Do you get them from the news, a hot tip from your buddy? Lynch would say the best place to look is right in front of you. And this is where Lynch has this brilliant, kind of funny analogy. He says people will spend weeks researching a $50 toaster. They'll compare features, read every review, but then they'll take $5,000 and throw it at a stock they heard about at a party. It's just nuts, right? We treat tiny purchases with more seriousness than major investments. We turn the market into a casino. Your edge is the stuff you see every single day. Is there a new restaurant like Taco Bell or Chili's that's always packed? Did your wife find some brand of pantyhose that she says is a total game changer? Maybe there's a local company that's just expanding like crazy. These things aren't just random observations. They are clues. They are potential investment ideas just waiting for you to notice them. But here's the catch, and this is super important. The idea, that's just the starting pistol. That's the easy part. The real work comes next. Lynch makes it crystal clear. This is not about guessing. It's a real, organized process. You might have to investigate 20 of those ideas just to find one that's a genuine winner. And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important piece of the puzzle, your mindset. Because you can do all the research in the world, but it won't mean a thing if you just panic and sell every time the market has a bad week. You have to learn to see past the noise.
And I love this. It's so honest. Here you have one of the greatest investors of all time just flat out admitting he has zero idea what the market's going to do next week or next month. He says trying to predict it is a waste of time. So if Peter Lynch can't do it, what makes any of us think we can?
Because the real engine that drives the market over time isn't what the headlines are screaming about today. It's a much simpler, much more powerful force. Good companies make more money over time. And new, amazing companies we've never even heard of pop up and create incredible value. That's the long-term trend you're really betting on.
And this is where Lynch lays out his ultimate conviction. He says, look, the next 1,000 points, who knows? It's a coin flip. But he is absolutely confident the next 6,000 points will be up.
And you know what? The next 14,000 points after that, they're going to be up too.
And the next 20,000 points? You guessed it. They will be up. Why? Because over the long haul, great companies making more money and human beings innovating is just an incredibly powerful upward force. Time is your best friend here.
Okay, so let's boil all this incredible wisdom down into a simple, actionable playbook you can actually use the next time the market starts getting scary.
All right, here it is, the Peter Lynch Playbook. Number 1, invest in what you know. Use that personal edge we talked about. Number 2, do your homework. An idea is a starting point, not the finish line. Number 3, see dips as an opportunity. A market drop is just a sale, a chance to buy great companies for cheaper. Number 4, focus on the long term. Forget the daily drama and think about those next 6,000 points. And finally, number 5, understand the risk. Always ask yourself, if I'm right, how much can I make? But if I'm wrong, how much can I lose? And that really leaves us with one final, and I think profound question you have to ask yourself. When you buy a stock, are you acting like a gambler at a casino, just throwing your chips down and hoping for the best? Or are you acting like the owner of a business, someone who's taken the time to understand what they're buying for the long haul? And honestly, how you answer that one question, it changes absolutely everything.